Hi, I'm Andrew. I'm a service tech with GT Equipment, and I'm just going to be going through a quick rundown of how to take off and put on the tracks and do track tensioning on the GT1000. So I'll show you the tools that you're going to need for the job. You're just going to need a 32 and a 26 millimeter socket and a 1/2 inch ratchet. Then you need the grease adapter that comes with the toolkit. You're going to need a grease gun, a pry bar for getting the tracks off, and a 5-pound sledge to get out some of the extra grease at the end. So the first step is to get your machine up in the air. The easiest way we found to do it is you just stick some blocks right underneath the stand frame right here, about that height, and then you just take your bucket, fire up your machine. So I got it up in the air here, so it's on the bucket and on the blocks here, and that's just key so that the tracks can rotate freely for when you are taking the tracks off. You're also going to want to probably put either a block or a jack stand just underneath the front, just as a safety precaution. So the next step is going to be to pop off your silver protective cap here. So it's just right here. It's just to protect the grease fitting. So that comes off first. And that usually comes off pretty easy. It's not threaded on there very tight. It just looks like that. And then you're going to grab your 26 millimeter socket, and you are going to take off the grease fitting that's underneath there. And that will enable you to be able to jump on the track and get the grease to come right out. So once you've jumped and gotten as much grease out as you could here, then you take a sledgehammer, use a 5-pound sledge, and just hit it right in the back of the bogey wheel right here. So once you have all the grease out, your next step is you're going to take your pry bar, you're going to stick it behind the track against the metal, and then basically I'm going to pry this out as Matt is running the machine in reverse. And basically you're just going to try and run it so that it starts getting these teeth outside of it. So now that it came off of the top here, you can just basically pull it right off. It comes off super easy. And then you got all your bogey wheels and everything exposed here. So when you're putting your new track back on, you're basically just going to want to get your front started over your front bogey wheel first. And then you're going to get it started over your sprocket, just on the lip like this. And then you're going to run your track in reverse again and work the teeth around the sprocket. And then it'll work over the bottom bogey wheel at the same time. So now that you got your track back on, you're going to put your grease fitting back on and then your adapter to compress the cylinder. All right, so I got the grease all in there and it's compressed. So once you're done, you should have about a 3/8 gap here between your roller and your track. So you can test that just with a 3/8 drill bit or measure or whatever. You should be just hitting the bogey wheel there. And then all you got to do left is take your fitting here back off and screw your silver cap back on. And you should be good to go.